I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and safety to the hopeful elect, all the sincere Akim scattered throughout the four corners, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. For those who don't know, Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is another edition of Drop the Mic. And in this edition, I'm going to drop the mic on R44W, Nazariah from ITR and Inap, all right, the Good Samaritan, and show you the sorcery that these guys use. Now, I'm going to play this clip. As you all know, we debated these guys on their radio show this weekend, all right, this previous weekend, on the mark of the beast, all right, because according to Nazariah, all right, Israel, tried and refined, Shai tried and refined, and the Good Samaritans, and Inap, the mark of the beast is referring to the RFID microchip. Now, I'm going to show you in this lesson the sorcery, all right, and the witchcraft that these guys use, all right. So I'm going to play this clip, and we're going to get into it.
For the wisdom of this world, that's the wisdom that Good Samaritans and Mighty Nazariah use, breaking down the mark of the beast. All of them, Elder Tahajia, man, they use the wisdom of this world. Go ahead.
Said, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh.
So that's foolishness, man. That AI, voodoo doll, robot, artificial intelligence breakdown of the mark of the beast is foolishness, man. That's not doctrine.
It said, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
That's what have happened to you guys, man, and I'm watching it, man. All right? You guys are being taken in your own craft because starting with what? The Smith. This guy was crafty when he did that breakdown, right?
Yeah,
real crafty, slick. Subtile. All right?
If I can, I'm going to look up the word wise real quick, man. It's the Greek word sophos, and it's wise, a skilled expert, a wise, skilled in letters, learned Greek philosophers, orators.
That's what you guys, describe you guys, man. That's right. That describe you guys, Greek philosophers. That's what y'all are, man. That's right.
A Jewish theologian.
Oh, stop right there, bro. That's them Jewish Israelites.
That's why he said it's wise in this world, you got to become a fool. That's right. You're going to make you look stupid.
And y'all guys are looking stupid when it comes to the mark of the beast. You sound smart, you're stupid.
Now, as you can see on your screen, this is a comment, all right, from Good Samaritans, Inap, the same guy who I debated on the radio show, R44W, as you can see here on your screen. And I'm going to also play a clip from the radio show and show you the hypocrisy and the lies and the sorcery and witchcraft that these guys use. As you can see on the screen, it says Israel Ain't on Shit, episode 27, R44W. Shy Israelites tried and refined. But before I do that, I want to go back to this comment. This is a comment that was left on this video here, and the name of this video is called Message to You Wicked Shepherds, to the Wicked Shepherds. And this was camp, all right, as you see the date 11/24/18. And let's get the comment and read and examine this comment from Inap, the same guy that I debated this weekend, all right, on the RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. All right, so this is basically him commenting on a comment that the brother Shamar, all right, which his page is prophets, teachers, and leaders. All right. And this is Inap. He says, nobody ever said that the original interpretation of Charagma is RFID. Now, basically, the original, that word original, meaning biblical. All right. The biblical interpretation for Charagma is RFID, the microchip. We fully understand, all right, we fully understand that it was, and that it is referring to Charagma, dealing with printed money. All right, so this is the same guy who debated and argued against what we brought out on their radio show as far as the RFID microchip being a private interpretation that was brought in by the will of man, and it's not the original, meaning biblical interpretation of the word Charagma. So you have the same guy in his own words, all right, say that we fully understand that Charagma was dealing with printed money. Now this weekend, during the debate, he did not state that. He said that Charagma was dealing with the old, it was dealing with the mark in the book of Galatians, that Paul say he bears the mark of Yahweh Shai in the book of Galatians chapter 6 and 17. And basically lying, man. All right? Lying on the scriptures, man. And I'm going to finish reading this comment. So I'm going to start from the top. It says, nobody ever said that the original, meaning biblical, interpretation for Charagma is RFID microchip. And that's basically what we teach. We teach the original, the biblical translation and understanding of what the scriptures is saying. All right? We don't add or take away from the word, man. All right? But that's what you have these guys doing by saying that Charagma, the word Charagma, is referring to a RFID microchip. So in other words, these guys are saying that John the Revelator, the vision that he received was 8 billion people basically getting orthopedic hand surgery or neurologic brain surgery. All right? When the scripture says in your forehead or in your right hand, these guys take that literal, meaning that basically a microchip is going to be inserted under your flesh when the scriptures don't state that. Basically, that doctrine comes from Terry Cook, which is an Edomite, a devil, a deceiver. And that's why the Lord say, ye of your father, the devil. Now, you have this guy in his own words admitting that the original interpretation, which they fully understand for the word Charagma, was dealing with printed money. Now, reading on, it says, the problem you have is that the world is doing away with printed money. Now, this is basically him adding to the scriptures because the scriptures don't say that. All right? This is him speculating. All right? Which we're commanded not to do. All right? The commandment is to keep the Lord's words. All right? And the original, the biblical interpretation for Charagma, all right, which he admits to fully understanding, is dealing with printed money. All right, like we brought out here, it teaches the truth. So he says the problem you have is that the world is doing away with printed money, no precepts. Like I said, this is basically him adding to the scriptures. All right. So when they fully, referring to the Edomites, when they fully do away with it, what will replace it? So basically, he's asking a question, and he want me to basically private interpret the scriptures and give my own vain opinion on what I think. All right, but we're servants, we're soldiers of Yahweh Shai. All right, and his men are commanded to keep his words. So the world doing away with money is not the Lord's words. All right. So reading on, it said, what about all the countries that do not use Western currency? And I guess this guy don't know about the petrodollar. All right. But anyway, it says, do they have the mark too? But the countries that use their own currency, when you read First Maccabees, chapter 15 and verse 6, we know according to the book of Job 9:24, that the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. All right, we know Babylon, which is the nation of Edom, is in control. That fourth beast, he's in power. All right, so he gives the charge or the authority for these nations to print money with their own stamp, man. All right, so it says they do not. Do they have the mark too? So it says there are a lot of holes in this doctrine, and basically the point that they the point that they say that the mark is referring to is the mark in the book of Galatians, which I'm going to show you through the precepts. So it says, there are a lot of holes in this doctrine, and for the sake of being brotherly, I will answer the question. Yes, it is in Revelation 13, referring to the RFID microchip. I guess he's saying the mark, the Charagma, is referring to the RFID microchip. But this following weekend, he said the stigma is referring to the microchip. So reading on, it says, why I say RFID is in Revelation 13 is because Revelation 13 and 15 through 16 has not come to pass as of yet. So the full interpretation is not come. Stamp and printed money does not fit into the New World Order. Now, this New World Order that he's talking about, once again, he has no precepts to back that up. I don't know what he's referring to as the New World Order, but once again, that's those seducing spirits. Because if the so-called white man would have never showed these guys a RFID microchip being inserted in someone's hand, these guys wouldn't have never imagined that. All right? So basically, they're choosing the so-called white man ways because it's not the original interpretation. All right? And that's in his own words. So reading on, he says, stamp and printed money, which he agrees that's the original interpretation, meaning biblical interpretation, does not fit. And this is his own vain opinion. This is not biblical. He says into the New World Order. So are you saying that the New World Order is not going to happen? Is that just Esau words? Or did the New World Order already happen? And basically the point was up here at the top when he says that we fully understand that it was dealing with printed money in the original biblical interpretation of the word Charagma. So, with that said, now let's see here. I want to go and play some of this video from this following weekend.
Say less.
And show you in his own words.
I want y'all to see this as I'm reading it. I still don't see it up on the
I'll read for y'all. I got you. It's scroll back down, right? It says I'm gonna put y'all both back on mute because y'all have no just don't understand.
Taking your turn. Control your faculty.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm just waiting to y'all got it on the y'all share this or what?
It's up.
Yeah, it's up. It's delaying. Okay, I'm on the delay. I don't see it yet on the channel. But anyway, so let's go into that word mark. Right? The word mark is G4742 stigma. Stigma. Okay. Now I want to read Well, I want y'all to read. I want y'all to see this as I'm reading it. I still don't see it up on the.
Yeah, I'll read for you. I got you. It's scroll back down. Right, it says a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, to ancient Oriental usage, the slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies. Indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their God's image.
There you go. There you go. Say less. Say less. Now, since you mentioned history.
Now, you heard this guy just basically add to the scriptures and use witchcraft. All right, so this is Galatians 6 and 17. This is what he says the mark, the Charagma, all right, is referring to. All right, this is what he said is referring to now. All right, as we saw in the clip, all right, in his own words, in his comment, all right, that the original interpretation of the word Charagma was dealing with printed money. Now you just heard him just basically use witchcraft. That was the sorcery that they use just to basically keep these zombies that follow the doctrines that they teach, blind, man. All right, and docile, and don't want them to seek the truth. Basically, being man pleasers, man. All right, these guys get off on being basically looked up upon as, So this is Galatians 6 and 17. It says, "From henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body." This is the Apostle Paul, all right? One of the elect, he said he bare in his body the marks of the Lord. Now, as you can see on your screen, it says G4742. All right, this is not dealing with Charagma, man. All right, let's get Charagma and let's show you 13:16. And as you can see here in Revelation 13:16, the word mark here is G5480. It's not the same word. All right, it's not the same word. So basically, I want to read one precept, and I'm gonna close on that. This is Revelation 21 and 8. And it reads, "But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars." And basically that's what you saw this guy do. Lie, man. All right, on the radio station. And basically add and take away from the scriptures. Add RFID microchip and take away the original interpretation, all right, as he stated in his own words on my comment board, all right, the biblical interpretation of the word Charagma, all right, that he said he fully understand, which is referring to printed money, all right. So that's why he's a liar, man, all right. So it says, "And all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." All right, and that's the penalty for adding and taking away from the Lord's word. He says he's going to add these plagues that's written in the book unto you. All right, so basically that's the point. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.